Welcome back. Now we're going to be looking at shape hints for our shape tweens. Last time we were together, we looked at shape tweens. So now we're going to take it one step further. So in Animate, when we were together last, we had taken letters and we had moved them and used shape hints to move them. But we also changed the letter H to this polygon as it moves. Now, the H actually seems to be transforming pretty well. I actually like the way that that's transforming. So let's try a different letter to transform. I'm going to go with the L here, layer 2 for me. This is the L on the top right. On frame 40, I'm going to delete that L. I'm going to go to the polygon star tool and let's go to options and let's try a star instead of a polygon. I'm going to say okay, draw out my star, double click on it to make sure I have both the outline and the fill. All right, and you can see as the star is transforming, notice this little leg here and kind of how it's like bending into itself, kind of twisting as it comes out. So we don't necessarily want a transformation or a morph to happen that way. So this is a situation where we would use shape hints. To obtain shape hints, you want to go to the Modify menu, Shape, Add Shape Hint. Notice the key command for Windows is Control-Shift-H. When I click on that, it gives me the letter A. And what it wants me to do is it wants me to take this letter and put it somewhere on the L for the beginning. Then it wants me to go to the end, and I have another A. And it wants me to tell where and how it should get to that next point. So if it's going to start at the top of the L on the first frame, it should start at the top of the star on the last frame. So back on frame 1, I'm going to do a Control-Shift-H, Control-Shift-H, one more time, Control-Shift-H. You're going to notice D is on top. If you pull that off, you'll find B and C underneath. I'm going to follow in order A, B, C, and D here in the middle. Now I'm going to go over to frame 40 and I'm going to follow that pattern. This time though, I'm going to do A, B. I'm going to skip this area here and then I'm going to do C and D because I know this leg is the one that's really kind of morphing oddly. You'll notice how they all turn green. And so now as you morph that, you can see how much better that morph is. Now, it's still maybe not exactly what you want, but that's as good as you're going to get. You've got this leg staying as that bottom location. You've got the middle pulling itself out to be the top location, and the other two are staying in place. The only one that's kind of weird is that comes from this middle area, which we don't have another leg to pull it on. So I think that's as good as we can get there with that shape hint and with that morph into that star. So that's shape hints. Now, I will say they don't always work great every single time. Sometimes you have to mess with them, and sometimes they're just not going to work, and you have to figure out another way to kind of come up with what you're trying to create. But hopefully that'll help you a little bit with getting your morphs to be exactly how you want them, and hope to see you next time.